Well, it's here. The event you've all been waiting for, the Magna Run-Out Sale. Mitsubishi dealers must...
Okay, live shopping show. There's a few. Oh, there we go. I don't need to see that yet. That means you can't. Hello. It's live shopping show. And
Hooray!
today, my guest is Alex E. Clark.
Hello, I'm Sarah Chook.
Hello.
It's me, Alex E. Clark.
I understand you've got some zines for sale.
I sure do.
Well, sure, a lot of them looking pretty good. Now, zines. What are zines?
I liked there was a video I saw recently said that zines are like magazines but more annoying, and I think that's true.
More annoying than magazines.
Maybe.
I guess. I think I've been annoyed by more magazines than zines.
Yeah, I guess if you think about it for like one second, it's not true. I know Luke from Sticky has a really long definition that's very comprehensive.
Yep. Oh, what's so going a bit funny here.
Yeah, we're streaming from the same room.
Yeah, so my mouth's gonna be moving when your mouth moves.
I mean, I can just go sit in another room.
Wait a minute. No, that's not gonna do it. Hello?
Yeah, yours is fine. It's just whenever I talk, it makes your puppet talk.
That is this bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, cool. We fixed it.
Got our puppets working.
Yeah.
There might possibly be an echo as well. That's okay. Now, so let's just head on over to no. What would you like to do first?
Why don't I just show the boxes of zines and pull something out?
Okay, let's do that. Let's have a look. Hey. Okay, here are your zines. Lovely.
I got two main little suitcases that I take to zine fairs, and between zine fairs, I just leave them in there, and then pull them out whenever I get an online order, which might be tonight, but I don't know. You do you.
That'd be lovely. And of course, we'll be putting this video up, video on demand. If you're watching this in the future on YouTube, hello to you. And feel free to. Everything's still relevant. Don't worry about that.
I don't know how to do postage outside of Australia, so sucks to live outside of Australia for this.
Yeah. Now, if you can read, these are great for you. But also, if you can read, if you look to the left of me, to my right, you can see where to purchase these. alexeclark.bigcartel.com. If you can't read, they're probably not. Oh, no, you know what? There are a few you can.
Writing dialogue, so there's a number of them that are image heavy, text loose, text light.
Text loose. Yeah. Yeah, so, this is what you can get. Have a look at that.
I just realised in these boxes I don't have the thick Cats of Brunswick, but I've got the 3 floppies.
I also
that went into making it.
Don't have it on display here on my little counter. I just realised. Cats of Brunswick. Is that on your Big Cartel at all?
The thick one is.
Okay.
Maybe you can buy the floppies.
But you can, yeah. Let's have a look through
if I've got them, you should be able to buy them.
I don't. Yeah.
This is the first one I did. printed at Classy Colour Copy that is no longer on Sydney Road, next to Cookie's Chicken that is no longer on Sydney Road as well.
Cookie's Chicken was great.
It was the best. They had whole knots of herbs just crammed in there.
I liked the fried stuff. I would get a box of chips with some like strips on top and then gravy all over the whole thing, and it was really cheap.
I liked how the lady called you darling.
Yes.
That was good. Let's start with the first one, because this is also loosey goosey. This is when I was joining the comics community, and they were telling me about caring about doing panels or using brush pens. And I was silly. So this is about Winchester, the cat that we had at the gallery when we lived behind Alasia. And the cat was, Winchester would be in the centre of exhibitions.
I like it's been long enough now that we're not doxing ourselves. We can say this is exactly where
we lived.
This is where this happened.
I went to go look at the old gallery now because it's back on the real estate market for rent, and because after we went, it became a fight suppliers warehouse. So we went back there with the gallery crew to check it out to see if it was worth reigniting the old gang, and we came to the conclusion it wasn't, because we were no longer at that part in our lives where we want to live in dubious situations with lots of rats and vents and everything.
Yeah.
Because now we all live in houses, and we've been spoiled by the good life.
If you wonder why art prices are so expensive and to get a show, that's because the people running it are probably not also living and paying the rent there.
I think that was the other thing, and we ended up looking at a place on, it's like the top of the Nicholson tram line, the Bumblebee line, and it was a extremely small space, and it was very expensive, and we couldn't figure out any artist that we knew that would be able to foot that bill, because couldn't live there. This one's when I lived on Tinning Street, and it was a big white cat who broke in and scared our two cats.
Mm-hmm.
Where I lived, it broke in through the toilet window. We had to let it out through the toilet window.
It's so great when a strange cat comes in, I reckon. Probably not when you got cats, but...
I mean, the two cats we had were dedicated to breaking things around the house. The new cat didn't cause that. I mean, it caused it at 4 a.m. or 2 a.m. But, this is me and Ive.
Oh,
This is
there I
really
am.
dirty.
Look at that handsome devil.
This is me and Ive circa, what year is this? This is before I was putting the date on everything that I made. Who knows? Nobody. That's Prince, who still is on Orient Grove. We'll dox Prince. Prince is an animal. Everyone knows about Prince. He's the best. And they used to be a lot more cats on that corner. I'm not sure how many cats
Is
there are
that
now.
bench still there?
Yes, the bench is still there.
So if
So
you
you can
go
sit
to-
on there and Prince will come up.
Get an
And Junior as well.
Anstey Station on the non-Sydney Road side.
Mm.
Just walk around there. You'll see this bench.
Yeah.
And a cat will come.
Yeah. And Junior is a grey and white cat, and he's really thick, and he has thick, set, and short haired. And he used to escort us across the train line every time we saw him, because he was mainly in the empty lot. And the empty lot is now a bougie playground for people who live in apartments that are built all right. Not the era that we lived in the area. This is Spirit, who was our housemate's cat, who attracted all the local tomcats who like to yell in our window and spray everywhere. And then when the housemate left, the tomcat would still visit and look sad. I mean, he was a particularly sad-looking tomcat and had like those tabby markings, but it looked like sad eyebrows. But he would always piss. Like most of the time we saw him, he'd be actively pissing. And I saw him recently, like in somebody's porch thing, and he was actively pissing and looking sad. So that was great to see that he's still up to his usual tricks. This is when I lived on Mitchell Street. These are two cats who... What is it? They just don't want pats? Yeah. They come really close and they don't want pats. Cats who have each other sometimes... Oh no, this isn't Mitchell Street. This is on Tuning Street near the Pea Green Boat. This was near the ice cream factory where they make the Maggie Beer ice cream. And you know that they make the Maggie Beer ice cream because they had big steel drums that said Maggie Beer flavours. Yeah, it's two cats who had each other, so they had no need for human affection. But they did like to flaunt their couple status. This was... Oh, I can't remember the name of this cat. It was a Sphinx. What's this about? It's outside a bridal shop. I'm not sure.
Same on
I vaguely remember.
the roof up there. Is that a...
I don't think that's... maybe it's a roof. Maybe it's... Who knows? Who knows what I'm trying to convey with this? I think this is also because I did all the tones in a later edition. No, this is the first edition. The edition that's in the anthology, Ben cleaned up for me, so he made it look a lot nicer and clearer. And then he kept asking me if I still had layered Photoshop documents, and I didn't. So that job for him was difficult. I think this is on Sydney Road in one of the bridal shop arcades, because that seems like a familiar little stairwell. I think that might be near Godfather's Pizza or something. That's now Father's Pizza. What's this one? There's a cat who doesn't care.
Beautiful star and the colour.
Yeah. Hang on, I've got names for these. This is G and I. Okay, so the Xavier was the...
Xavier was... That's Tinning Street. Oh, not Tinning... Oh, Oven Street.
Mm-hmm.
It would just hang around there, and it would... I feel like it went missing so many times. Yeah, that's that stairwell up
Yeah.
corner of Ovens and Hope.
That's been like a Pilates studio and was across from the Onidonna Studios. Yeah, and now there's a cat who lives, or there was a cat called, what's one of the famous missing children?
Azaria?
No,
Mad.
it's like something Bonnet.
Oh, Jean Bonnet. She's
Yeah,
not
Jean
missing.
Oh,
Sorry.
what is she? She's not a missing child?
No.
She's found.
Yes.
They know what happened to
Yeah.
her.
Oh,
Okay.
well, yeah.
Okay.
Do they know who?
Anyway, there's a cat on Oven Street called Jean Bonnet, and it was next to the taxi driver repair shop. Anyway, so this was a new gallery cat applicant according to the titles. So I'm guessing a beautiful cat with a star collar would come and probably be on our roof by the look of that, and just not pay attention to us. This one, who's pushing a pram? A child trying to pat a beautiful cat with a star collar, but did not respond to pats.
Children.
We love an indifferent king. What's this one? This is the one who... Hang on. Okay, so this one's the new gallery cat applicant. This one's the one who hates everyone. So this one's when we're at the gallery and a cat walks in, and we all love this cat. And then when people leave, he watches us say goodbye to everyone, and then wants to come in. But I think if this is Genghis,
Yeah.
he would piss on everything.
He was stinky.
And you would only smell the piss like hours after he'd left. It was some kind of delayed scent. And were you calling it Dingus Khan?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like really, really low slung walking tabby. And I think we found out he was the mouser for the Alasia Butcher. And we also had somebody have an artwork that was like a sand installation. And we were telling the artist, like, once you install something on the floor that's made of sand, it's going to get interrupted by the wind and people's footsteps. And they were cool with that. And then we messaged them to say, hey, a cat probably did a big piss in it. And they loved it. So that was nice. We were like, oh, do you want to come and refresh it or anything? And they're like, nah. So that's the caliber of this is the same one. That's the caliber of artists that we represented for, what was it, 140 a month? You could have a show in most of the gallery. It was like if you paid us 800 a month, you had the whole gallery to yourself, and we usually just had group shows of multiple artists. Yeah, so everyone cuddled this disgusting, stinky cat who loved to piss. I mean, all cats love to piss. It's not their fault. Go back to the thing. Jay, waiting for Mum. The beautiful little cat who sits in the grass. And even when you wait to pat this cat, get that to focus. Even if you wait to pat this cat, he's indifferent.
Ooh.
And waits waits in the long grass until real life Mum comes back and then brings out a loyal cat. Fluffy driveway dickhead. This guy, he rolls around in traffic. Maybe this was an alleyway cat, although that looks like a different fence. It's an alleyway. No, anyway. I feel like this is just something we overheard of, like, yeah, cars honking and it's just a cat. Cat being annoying. I think this is Mitchell Street near the funeral technicians. Here's a beautiful cat friends. Beautiful cat friends. They were not cat friends, actually. They were cat enemy and victim. It was a horrible cat who lived across the road from us. And he had a huge scar across his face. And I think neighbours had already told me about him, and I was like, what? A mean cat? Not in my 19 years have I ever met a mean... Anyway, it was a mean cat. Oh, this one's Atomic Kitten. This was when I actually tried to make a beautiful comic.
Whoa.
Look how fancy. So Atomic Kitten lived near the first place I lived in down in Melbourne. And it was very stupid. And it was very fluffy. And yeah, this is the explosion of getting to touch the fluffiest cat. This is this intensity. This is me saying goodbye to Atomic Kitten, who lived like 5 doors down. Like, run after me on my bicycle. Be really close to the pedals. Oh yeah, walked into traffic to chase me. That's yep.
Look at that panel. That's inside from inside of a car.
Yeah, look at me approximating what it's like to
Holy
drive a car.
moly.
Is that 10 and 2? No, that's 11 and 1.
Oh.
Someone's going to jail for driving badly. Yes, this is me escorting Atomic Kitten back, and then Atomic Kitten had a collar that said Atomic Kitten and her address. So I'd push her over the fence, and then she'd just walk immediately out the gate. There's Atomic Kitten through the seasons, delicately illustrated by foliage. This is me in my house. Oh look, I've even left the sketch lines of a different illustration. Professional.
Oh, behind the scenes.
Behind the it's just left in the scenes.
In the middle of the scenes.
And that's Atomic Kitten waiting in the window, just watching me. This was before I had cats of my own. This is me going on my long bike rides and then coming home. And Atomic Kitten just waiting in the road for me, I guess. And then would fall over for tummy rubs. And that's Atomic Kitten, who that would be 15 years ago. Who knows? Here is another cat running into traffic. That's what cats do. This is like, so, I love patting street cats, but in hindsight, and now having an indoor-only cat, wow, the mortal peril that outdoor cats are in constantly. Advantageous to me as a catless 19-year-old, but anyway. So I got to pat this lovely cat, and then another cat came over. So and then another one. And then
Whoa.
a man appeared at the front of his house and said, "Excuse me, I have a cat too." And he let his cat out. And it was great. And it was the best day of my life. And I think I was doing illustration class at this time, and one of my classmates would impersonate how I'd said this man saying, "Excuse me, I have a cat too." Because the man didn't come out. I think the man just went inside his house again. This is Duchess. He was on Mitchell Street as well. She just looked very regal in her beautiful house and stood at the end of her lovely cottage path, and I felt like I was waiting to be greeted and then anointed. Very solemn. This one's Jigsaw. Jigsaw was just a tabby, so I haven't drawn Jigsaw as a tabby. I've just done Jigsaw paneling to imply something. Jigsaw had a funny picket fence that he climbed over with ease. This was a cat who lived in a cactus garden, and I patted the cat, and he was full of spines, and it was bad. I think this is also this is just me cycling to and from TAFE and doing grocery. It was bicycling everywhere, so I had nowhere to be particularly, so I was always patting cats. This was
It's me
up in.
again.
I didn't know this one was all the way in episode 1. This is a cat who looked really scary. He looked like a wolf. He came over. We weren't sure. We weren't sure if it was friendly. He looked so mean, but he was. He was friendly.
I like those werewolf-looking cats.
Friendly. I like when they're really fluffy and you're like, is this a cat who gets groomed all the time and then you pat them and they're just full of dirt? Like,
Yeah.
it's just the dirt that keeps them clean. Anyway, this is all my dates.
Lovely.
The blog spot is technically still there, but it hasn't been updated. Yeah, so already I'm putting a little clause in here saying, feline AIDS is a thing. Yeah, fewer local weirdos touching your cat all the time. Me. Yeah. Yeah, that was when Cat Cafe Melbourne was kind of new. Yeah, we've got an indoor cat at the moment, and he's very funny. But as episode 1, there's 2 other episodes that made it into floppies, and then there's the.
I'm gonna take a little break. Hang on.
Yeah.
Just doing stuff that should be behind the scenes.
Okay.
Let's see. That's still working. Lovely. Cats of Brunswick. Cats of Brunswick. A lovely comic. You see all the details here. There's a lot of seeds for sale. You can check them out at I'm trying to write and type. Here we go. Shop.
Want me to talk while you type?
Yeah, just for now.
Cats of Brunswick, the big book, is available at Big Cartel. At the moment, I've sold all of my stock personally because I had it printed by Benjamin Hutchings of Squishface Studio through Jeffrey's Print Shop, which is in Revesby, near where I grew up in New South Wales. And so our hallway has about 8 boxes of Cats of Brunswicks. And if you buy it from my shop, that money goes directly to Ben. And then, if we sell out of all of this stock, then he'll order another round, and then I can start selling my share of it again. Because, yeah, he did a stack of work making all the files go and liaising with the printer and putting forward all that cash, which I don't have liquid at any one time. But Benjamin, what a profesh. Big ups to Benjamin for doing emails that I don't want to do, and then making a book happen that is fancier than any other book I've made so far. And also peer pressuring me, encouraging me into making my comics look nice
Here we go.
and polished.
So here's the little shop here. Yeah, you just go to look at the zines button. Oh boy. So you can shop now. New sewing zines. So there's the Cats of Brunswick I have touched. That includes the one that was just read, but there are 3 other chapters in there. 76 pages long. So many cats. Yeah, that's all I want to show for now.
The fourth floppy of Cats of Brunswick doesn't exist as a floppy, so you can only get the 4th chapter in the big one.
Yes. Yeah. So that's $16 Australian. But it's a bloody bargain.
Bloody bargain.
It says the screen's gone black.
Huh. Is that because you changed it to something? I'm still broadcasting on my Discode.
Interesting.
It's a nice empty shop. Have you got the Discode open somewhere? Open that Discode. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Now we got the Discode video up.
Oh, here we got a home viewer. We've got a message
Oh.
from a home viewer. It's Bear Kitty 69.
That's my brother, Lynx.
Welcome to the channel.
What zine do you want me to read, Lynx? Look at all of these.
Hello, baby.
There you go. Welcome to the live shopping show, Bear Kitty 69. A happy upcoming birthday.
Yeah. He wants a cake. A ganache cake that looks like a big
ganache cake. Oh, I'll ganache on that.
You have to.
Now what other? Yeah, let's bring it to the home viewer. What little zine would you like to have a look through?
If you ever catch one of Bear Kitty 69 streams, it'll be a video game, like Warframe. That's what I've heard.
Or I get those bed sheets changed.
Why?
Or don't, you know.
What's he saying?
Yeah, you're being a bit quiet. I get that. Zelda.
What did he say about my bed sheets?
Oh no, his own bed sheets.
Oh, okay.
No, don't worry. Always breaking up fights here. Zelda came out and then I didn't stream from the day before it came out until the day I finished it.
Yeah. That's the life.
Our sheets are fine.
Yeah, our sheets are good.
Thanks for asking. We had an electrician man.
Oh yeah, you want to see our new light globe?
He changed the socket for the light globe there, and then just got our bed all filthy, and so had to change everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
Drilled a big hole in the hole.
Yeah, look at that ceiling. It is a fancy ceiling.
I like to look at the ceiling and figure out how they did that, because I sometimes get TikToks about when they mold that out of wet plaster on the ceiling with like, it's like, what would you call it? Like a scraper tool that has little divots in it and it does repeating patterns. But also, there are ceiling rose shops around here where they mold that separately and then they stick it to the ceiling.
Bear Kitty 69, how's the audio? Because I know it's echoing for me. I just want to make sure that it's...
Is that awful, Bear Kitty 69?
And also, if you're watching on browser, I believe you can ring in. I haven't tested that out.
Yeah, Alex is a bit soft in the head.
Is that better? Is that
You're adjusting my audio.
Desktop audio is a bit, yeah.
Blah 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 blah
It's
blah
because
blah 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 blah.
the audio is through the phone.
Sorry. Is that alright?
All right, we've got Alex is soft in the head, yes.
Soft in the back of the head.
It's medical. I'm not. If you're tuning in, I'm not just talking shit about.
I love
my
mentioning
lovely
at the
life.
top of the stream, doxing ourselves and then just divulging addresses, medical history.
There is a
Good
scene
addresses.
about it. That's not
Oh,
on the
yeah.
website, is it?
Oh no, it seems like I've taken off all my minis. Which maybe it was just because I have so many and I got tired of updating that. Where's my first zine? I made so many. Nope.
I read this scene before I even knew Alex.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Isn't that? What if I didn't have any? That would be.
That's fine because it's not on the website.
Yeah, it's not on the
If
website.
you
You
want
can't
to
have
buy
these.
that zine,
Tough luck.
Yeah, tough
Or
luck.
if you want to buy something that's not on the website, you can hit the donate button and write it in a little message and see what happens.
Yes.
Here? Here it is. Here's the
How
first
do I
one I
get
did.
that? I can't get that. There we go. Oh my goodness. There we go. This little button here says donation, $5.
Click it and see what happens. You can donate between $5 and $100. Do the drop-down menu. Do you want me to have your money without all the muss and fuss of postage and tangible objects? You sure can. I will gladly and gratefully accept your...
Oh.
Hang on, go down.
Sorry.
I will gladly and gratefully accept your hard-earned dollars to sustain my lifestyle. Okay, you can scroll
I
up.
select the option.
Yep,
Thanks.
and I didn't put the amounts on any of these, so it's it's a little surprise for you what amounts that makes.
Yeah, and then let's say, gosh, ho ho.
It's $10.
Okay, and then I can
Give me $10.
I can
There you go.
leave a little.
Can you?
Oh, look, you can put multiple $10.
Good.
Beautiful.
And then when you go to checkout, so it probably will still get you to volunteer your address to me. Don't dox ourselves
Alright, I
if
don't
it has
have
any
anything.
autofill. Yeah, good.
Notes or instructions. There we go.
Yeah,
Is that,
yeah, you can.
Is that
yeah,
showing up there? Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
you
it's
can
very
put a note.
small. You don't read that at
Anyway.
all.
Whatever. They can play at home.
But yeah,
It's a browser game.
I'm gonna have to go back. Sorry. So yeah, if you want some stuff that you don't see on the list or on the website, you just donate.
Yeah.
Ah, that's how I do it. Just minimize that. Lovely.
Yeah. Should I take it to or through a true story?
Oh, here we go. A true story.
The first scene that I made, and this one also doesn't have the date on it, but if it was the last year of my diploma, that would be 2009.
Holy moly.
And we had the launch at Disco Beans, which was a sock shop, and we were having a zine launch where we were supposed to sell things and raise money for our final exhibition. And I gave a copy of this to Scott Edgar, and I forgot to mention that it was for sale. But he's cool and comes to lots of comic events, so that's not a crime on his part.
Scott Edgar came to a little market I was doing as well. He bought some mini comics. It was really great. And I remember early on bragging about that to Alex. And then Alex said, "Oh yeah, I did the artwork for the DVD."
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I used to go to Northcote Music Festival things to see him out and about, and incidentally has got a daughter who I saw as a tiny baby, and then the last home cook that I was at, she's a teen. She's a teen now. That's exciting. Anyway, this one's the first one I did as an illustration thing, and also I wasn't really into comics before this. So this is the first time that I planned out a story as a sequential graphic narrative. Because when I was small, I used to snore. This is me vibrating the house. My awful noises. Then wake up and vomit. Here's my bucket, yellow bucket. That's where I put all my tissues and my spew, and then we take it out back and hose it out. I was very short. There's a photo of me at the zoo, like this. Not ticklish, an advantage. Couldn't catch a ball, and had constant headaches.
Look at those lines.
Yeah. I think at this time I was really into Ghost Patrol, so it's in very Ghost Patrol.
Lynx remembers that bucket.
It's a good bucket. I think I'd held Lego after that. I think I get memes about people in their vomit bowl where they use popcorn, and I'm like, a popcorn bowl would not have coped with the amount of spew I was making. Here's all the diagnoses that they got. Some of them were probably right because I was pretty worn down and probably infected with some things sometimes. But the underlying issue would come to pass. So these are all the medications. Got my little nebulizer, got a Bricanol, got a spacer, got a Ventolin. I still use some Ventolin. But nothing actually worked. I fixed it. There's a photo of me after a camp sitting on the stairs like that. Coming back from 3 days without medication going, One day my eyes started to twitch while I was reading. This is very generously saying that I was reading books. I was reading fan fiction on the computer. And the optometrist said it was nystagmus.
So,
And I got a on that day referral.
got a bucket update. Apparently the yellow bucket held Lego before it was your puke bucket.
And after. What did they do with the Lego midway? Just on the floor, probably.
There was a lot of Lego on the floor
Yeah.
when I first went to that house.
Was there
No
still
children. No children.
Hang on. I hope the Lego got taken out before the spew. Anyway, the optometrist sent us to the GP. The GP sent us to the neurosurgeon. This was, in the space of a day. What a good day to get off school. Then is the MRI machine. Oh dear. Also, there's a whole thing when you get your medical imaging that they're not, like the imaging people aren't supposed to diagnose you. So it was just us in waiting rooms, not being told things. Your brain is too big. This is me being stoked to hear that. This is this. Dad said recently that should have him with dollar signs over his head, worried about how many monies this was going to cost. We must operate. So delightful. Also, when I show this at Zine Fairs, people get a bit shy about how funny they find it. And then they go, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for laughing at your harrowing story. It's fine. The brain is under excessive pressure. Spinal cord, the cerebellum, Cherry 1 malformation. Yeah, so it's the brain pushing down where it oughtn't to be. That's all your automatic motor control things. That's where your hormones come out. I think we thought that was to do with my shortness, but the doctor said probably not. Just teenagers develop at different rates. Also, I was really good at maths before this surgery, and then afterwards I wasn't. And I was pretty keen to blame that on the brain, but it was probably because I took a term off school in year 7. And that our high school maths teachers were pretty absent. We had like 30 or 40 substitute teachers. Anyway, so my maths went from knowing how to do year 9 maths to not knowing how to do year 7 maths. Who knows if that was the brain or something else. This is how they decompress the brain. Cut it open. Do all this. I did look at a YouTube video of how they do a Cherry 1 decompression, and I made it about 10 minutes in before I couldn't cope with it. It was like, it's like they have a winch that pulls the muscle away, like left and right of the gap, because all the muscle at the base of your neck is pretty thick. So it's like they have to saw through the muscle, then they have to grind away the bone, and then they have to slice open the brain sac. But yeah, just to hold the muscle apart, which is also quite comforting in that, like, there is a soft spot at the back of my head where it's just brain sac without a bone cover, but also the muscle there is very thick. So in that I wouldn't like a pencil to the back of the head. I probably wouldn't like a pencil to any part of my soft body. So the surgery went well. I had lots of morphine. This is me in the Children's Hospital with dinosaur print curtains. Yeah, curtains from a bed with lots of dinosaurs. So all my memories of that are in wild orange and black with lots of dinosaurs. And then now I've got a brilliant scar. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm fine. Anyway, a tether back to Bear Kitty 69 is that I divulged my new ticklishness to Himene's partner at the time in the back of the car back from a Christmas do. So I was trapped in the back of the car with two men who were tickling me. A mistake.
Mm-hmm.
The end.
Yeah, and that's a version without your phone number.
Yeah. Yeah, I took my phone number off things. I only got like 3 calls from people based on the phone number I put on that. And they're all high school students who would hang up pretty quickly.
Lovely.
Thanks.
So what's the? I wasn't. Oh.
Just checking that. I clicked out.
So for my birthday, Alex organised lots of people reading my comics and zines and mini comics. I guess that's what we're doing now.
Yes.
If you'd like to read them in the privacy of your own home, or anywhere you want, check out alexeclark.bigcartel.com.
I still like the puppet. That's great.
What?
I do like this puppet with the mouth.
It's just got one expression, no blinking.
It's true. It's accurate.
And there's nothing below the arm there. The eyes are a bit unhinged.
Yeah, well, I didn't do the thing where, like, one of my eyes, it's like the iris touches top and bottom eyelids, and the other one usually has the white visible. So it's not completely unhinged, but it's fun to put in things sometimes.
Lovely. And also, the little scroll here tells me that you're also available for haircuts.
Yes. If you come to my house, I will give you the haircut that Ive has. And you can depend on getting that haircut, because I've done that a lot. Or you can ask me to do something else, and it's really a lucky dip of how successful that is. I'll try my best. I'm not a qualified hairdresser, and I feel like there has to be some legal barrier between just offering haircuts and then people paying me money for them. There was a local hairdresser that is now out of business, but it was advertising like, you can come here and use our chairs and just be here. And I thought that would be funny. That'd be pretty funny to get people I know to come in and give me like $5 and I'll give them haircuts.
You could do anything.
You can do anything. You can do face painting.
Just draw right on their face, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what the legal barriers there are. When I did my illustration diploma, down the hall was the hairdressing diploma, and we got to see them with their little wagons of hairdressing equipment. They were very fancy. I think I've got one shoebox of hairdressing equipment, not a wagon. I can cut it. If you want a number 5 up to the crown of your head and then like a nice choppy top, that's what I can do. I like when I do Ives' hair, just giving him really severe bangs, so that whatever I cut after that definitely won't get in his eyes. And then, yeah, it all works out. I've done Bear Kitty 69's head, shaved the sides. That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I'd like to never use shaving foam. Found that out. Found that out as the things that disgust me personally. So if you want to dry shave, I don't know, can I get around it by using a straight razor? No, you still need to use shaving foam for that. What about like whipped cream? Maybe that would be worse.
I was just checking it. Apparently you can't call in. I thought I set that up, but no.
One day, but yeah.
Now tell me about sewing. Sewing in this economy?
As the zine or as in what I do?
I
You can open the zine and it'll also be about what I do. Here you go. I have it printed on 2 kinds of yellow paper.
I haven't Bear Kitty 69. I haven't tried the co-host thing. This was some other phone-in thing, and you could only make 1-minute phone calls. But apparently not even that, because I didn't set it up properly. How's those overalls?
They're alright. I haven't done anything else after talking to you about clasp. Because we're going to go see Ives' family, and maybe on the way I can get some clasps, unless you've already sent me some clasps.
Clasps.
I think we came to the conclusion that there weren't many or any special clasps around, and that I just go to a place and get some normal clasps.
But yeah, if you want something sewn, get in touch.
I did tailor a suit jacket for a friend, and it was just like a big Kmart suit jacket, and then just took in the sides. And when my friend put it back on, he was like, "I look like Majima from the what are those games called? Yakuza games." Yeah, I'll go get some clasps.
Clasps.
With hammer buttons. So this is sewing in this economy, because I think getting into sewing and looking things up online, you'll hit a lot of people going, "Hey, buy this machine, it's $5,000. And that's not the kind of sewing I'm into. So I thought I'd share what I'm into. This is, I think it's a Matisse or something about the dancing things, but dresses, which is my main fixation usually. This is 2023. This year?
That's this year.
Wow. Done a lot this year, apparently.
Maybe Festival of the Photocopier?
Yeah,
if I had to guess.
that sounds about right. Yeah, overalls was my main thing. I was doing that by hand for a while. Everyone was horrified. I've bought me a $200 machine once. This is all the fabric that I get from up shops. The box of sewing supplies a friend gave me before she moved overseas. My little corner of the house.
That's a great picture of the studio.
Yeah, it is stacked
That's what
to
it
the
looks
ceiling.
like.
There's that Yes poster that has been there forever. There's one poster that I have on my wall, and it just says Alex and a sun and a moon illustration. And it's from one of my co-workers at Sugar Station, and we would leave little pictures for each other. That was Ashley, and I think I saw that she got married recently. The algorithm trained on embroidered dresses, so if I ever forget that I want to do sewing, my Instagram algorithm will remind me. Idle Hands, Devil's Playthings. This is where I get drawing pains.
That's from the movie Idle Hands, starring Seth Green, the horror movie. Yeah, that's where that saying's from.
Sure. Yeah. So sewing doesn't trigger my hand pains. It makes my shoulder blades hurt if I do it for too long, but that's easily shaken off. So I don't think I'll read all of this. I'll go through the pictures. I like thinking about how bodices work. You can just follow a pattern, or maybe you can just think about shapes until your brain overheats. That's what I do. And then when I make
Hmm.
something, I conclude most of the time that you could probably just do a rectangle first and then cut away where it doesn't fit, and then you'd have it fine. This is a simple dress. Just do it with rectangles. This is a good one. Yeah, so you bunch all that together to be a neckline. You bunch this together to be the waist. And then this becomes the shoulder, and then that becomes
Oh,
the cuff hole. And that's the dress that you end up with. So yes, it's funny thinking that that's the shoulder. Yeah. So that's an easy way to do a top of a dress, and then you do that as the bottom. You can do it like that. That's the easiest, simplest. And that ties into when I got into Veshibunka, traditional peasant shirts, Eastern European blouses. And also, there's a thing where you put a gusset into an armpit, and it's common in theatre costumes where they get like really tailored military jackets where you can't do a cartwheel in it, and then they just slice open the armpit and put like a really big diamond in there, and then you can do a cartwheel in a military outfit.
gusset.
Gusset. This is probably how you could make a medieval kind of looking dress. I don't think I ever got to make it that way because there's something about like you kind of want it cut away where the tummy goes, otherwise this is going to be really low. This is how to make a bog coat. So that shape folds down to this, and then you have a jacket. So there's a way of cutting that if you can wrap your head around things. So this is every time that I Google zero waste patterns because I don't like chucking out fabric. Hey, there's the bog coat, fairly invisible.
Just want to address the home viewer. Seth Green was definitely in Idle Hands, and Jessica Alba also was. We're both right.
Oh, good. This was a dress I made with lace for that and lace for that, and it's a bit awkward because I made that after we got married, and I kind of like it better than the wedding dress that I got from Shakti, and started embroidering all over. Because I was thinking every year I would embroider a new thing onto my wedding dress, and then it would be full. But embroidery is really slow, so I don't know.
So you embroidery. You can't do that on machines. You need a special machine, huh?
You can do erratic embroidery on a normal sewing machine. I tried that. Jess was impressed. I drew a picture of Jess and gave it to her, and she was rushing to get to university, and so she cried. It was unexpected. And I was like, I drew a picture of you in fabric. And she was like, what?
I haven't seen this.
Yeah, she hid it away. Yeah, you can do it on machines that cost thousands of dollars if you want. I think I don't know. It doesn't thrill me. Yeah, there's something about condensing the tens of hours of someone's personal hands doing things into an object.
Yeah.
But the machine is kind of like, well, you could print something out as well. Like, you can paint something on things with acrylic paint. It's also good. I did that on a handbag.
You're not making stuff. You're just drawing a bloody picture.
Yeah, I think there's something like when you make something out of someone's hair, like I feel like it's that. Like when you get someone to hand make something for you, it's like you've made it out of their time, which is as precious as their hair, and as gross.
Time is probably the most precious thing of all.
Even more precious than hair.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'd rather have no hair than no time, and I love my hair.
It's pretty good hair, even though it is now languishing in the yard, mostly. This is the yellow dress I made, which has a big bib front. And the best part of this dress is that you can put your hands under the bib front like a muff and keep your hands warm. And put things in there like it's a hoodie pocket, which Ive knows what I put in my pockets.
Did you say like a moth?
Like a muff.
Like a moth?
A muff.
A
M-U-F-F.
muff. Okay. Okay.
I have likes when I say words.
Yeah, it's full of tissues there, all of these
It's
pockets.
full of tissues. That's where I put my tissues. There's a whole thing where when you're lining a bodice, you have to do all this inside-out stuff that I'm getting the handle of accepting how that works. And there's more on how that bib worked. Look at all that planning. I write and draw all of these out to make myself a bit more confident before I ruin fabric, and sometimes it works. And then I cut up all my notes to make zines out of them. This is the red dress that I made. Big flouncy sleeves and like a really textured bodice. Because a lot of the thing, and the bib as well does this, but having a really textured bodice means you can just wear a dress without a bra and it's not obvious, which is great. Make it comfortable and confusing in the chest. This was the dream skirt, the dream dress. So I made this, ended up making this out of an old dress that I had that was too tight. So I just opened the sides, put way more skirt panel in there, and then added sleeves. And then it was fine. It was lovely. There's the red dress a bit more when I did a gathered skirt, and all the tiers have to be escalatingly large. And this one, also the red dress. I liked laying it out on the kitchen floor like this. So it goes skirt, front bodice, back skirt. But it just looks like a really long bookmark. Yeah, bodice lasagna. Still not confident how all that works, but it has to turn inside out a certain way. Awful. Do you like spatially visualizing things? Oh yeah, imagine. The larger skirt. I got all these sketches and then some of them just did not photocopy. This was a dress I think I made for Jess because I had a circular tablecloth. Wanted to turn that into something. Yeah. There she is. There's little Jess.
There's just Kitty Parker.
It's just Kitty Parker, so it had overall backs and it ended up just with a button at the base of the waist, the back, so that it would just be a bit snug. And she had huge pockets. And yeah, it was all cut out of one circle. Great. There you go. This is about how Mum gave me her Little-O patterns, which is all about drafting shapes, because I don't like how patterns tell me what to do. I want to break my little head. This is a drawing that my niece Monica drew of a dress she wanted, and so it was also based on we played Animal Crossing. And so she made the dress in Animal Crossing as well, and then I made this dress, and then I took her measurements, but you know how kids like to writhe? A lot of the measurements were a bit off. So when I sent it up to her, the wrists were extremely narrow, and apparently she tried it on and said, "Oh, it's okay, I don't need to use my hands." And then my sister opened it up and added the fabric in, so it's less silly.
Face looked like the Life Be In It guy. Do you know that guy? Do you know?
Vaguely.
Dolly looks like that.
Yeah. She's probably seen a Life Be In It thing. This is that dress where I opened up the side and made it good. Yeah, so you can see how low cut it was from being too small. And then once I opened up the sides and put in, yeah, look at that shape. Wrapping your head around that, awful. So that's what the extension was. So that's just the front closes generously now. This is Ive.
That's me. Oh yeah, my lovely shirt.
A lovely shirt with the Green Lantern on the front. And I even cut that Green Lantern in half and then lined it up again.
This is a Justice League bed sheet.
Yeah, so on the back it has Superman and Batman with their luscious lips. Their lips look way too luscious in that print. It's great. Hang on, it's a different illustration, but it's similar to this pillowcase. Where, yeah, the print that I've showed has way more luscious lips on it. Look at this. I think I ended up cutting the flash off, and then at the side of the shirt, the Flash's head lines up with a fist. Hang on. I'm gonna go get that shirt.
So if you want to buy any of these things, sewing in this economy, $5 US, Australian. $5 Australian.
$5 US.
And then you put a little note and say what else you want, and then you just add more dollars. You can do whatever you want. And then you can make shirts and dresses. There's a few rules. Thanks everybody for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube later, leave a comment. Well, if tell me what you bought or what you like to buy. Alex is just looking for the jacket, looking for the little shirt. Justice League shirt. Green Lantern was my favourite. I don't know if he's still my favourite. He is great.
What's your favorite thing about him?
Well, you can just make anything with his ring power.
To get it like on the bed. I like whenever it's a face.
Alright.
It always looks messed up when it's slightly wrong. That's how luscious his lips are.
Hello to don't have it. Okay, here we go. There we go.
Look at his luscious lips. So that's on the chest, and then look at how that lines up. So I added in other green, and then it's like it all perfect. And then this is where the Flash's fist head is. It's a little commentary on the Ezra Miller sitch. In the back, I don't think I made. No, I think Soups and Batman just got a bit closer because they look at their faces. They just.
His lips are
Blah, blah,
beautiful.
blah, 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 blah,
He's so
blah, blah.
angry.
Beautiful. This man. Blah, 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 blah.
If you've got any old bed sheets, take a
Look
photo.
at what you can do. You can do anything.
Amazing.
Oh, I love sewing. Make him angrier.
Oh, I like that. He's gonna cry. Oh no.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman. Well, don't pick on me. I'm Batman. So I think, they're just on the back. I'm Batman.
Oh no.
I love comics.
Oh no.
Oh, what's the thing that Ben likes to do? He just likes shortening the face. That's Ben's favourite thing to do.
Oh no.
We had it's like a Liberal candidate gave us lots of leaflets once, and we just had all these pictures of Shilpa Hegde
Oh,
up around the
I
house.
did that. Yeah.
Good.
I used to do that with with like the TV guide. Would do that to all the photos. Amazing.
Perfect. Anyway, that's why you should get into sewing to get bed sheets.
Hello to home viewer Tim Chummer.
Hello, Tim Chummer.
I would definitely say a repeat customer.
Here we're looking at how to move your bed sheets around. Batman.
What an amazing game.
Amazing game. You can do anything.
Tim, what's your favourite Alex E. Clark comic book or zine? If you're still there. Oh no.
I'll put it away.
Amazing. So that's the kind of thing you can expect if you
If you get a bed sheet like that.
I'd say if you got a cool bed sheet and you want it to turn into something,
That's not too bad.
yeah, leave a message. Oh, here we go. Look at the contact details at the bottom of the screen right now. That's a good timing.
You can find me on Instagram.
Instagram, Twitter, on email.
Not on the telephone. I won't answer.
Not on a telephone. Okay.
I want to not be answered on the telephone by me. Call me on the telephone.
What else do we have?
Everything.
We can't go through everything, can we?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
No bedtimes. I was when we went to Tassie, we caught up with Siobhan, and she was asking about, when you make a zine and then nobody buys it.
We've all done those.
We've
Am
all
I
done
right?
those.
We've all done
And
those.
I think the lesson that I've learned is that zines that are like Cats of Brunswick, people buy that because they love cats and they love Brunswick. Does what it says on the cover. But if you make one called Draconact, nobody knows what that's about at all, so they don't buy them. So I've had that forever. And yeah, I liked making this one.
It's
It
such a
was a cute
beautiful
time.
book too.
Yeah, but nobody knows what it is, so they don't buy it. Anyway, I made this. This is another one where I was like, I gotta make my comics look more beautiful, make them look more like Becky Cloonan. So it's about a man wandering in the snow and begging for shelter. And then he got turned away a few times. Anyway, he gets let in. And then he's like, I have a big barrel of soup. And they all go, oh, super. Soup sounds good. I could be reading all of this instead of paraphrasing it, but it's long.
If you want to
So he
read
makes
it,
the soup. Try to read it.
if you want to read it, yeah, buy it.
Who's this wastrel? Some kind of exotic chef. Are you sure? How do we know he's not a criminal? Is he a bad man? For sure. First of all, I am no beggar, no thief. I plan to repay your hospitality exactly as you deserve. And secondly, it would be my absolute pleasure to tell you a story while you eat. Not ominous at all. Look at his little bare, frostbitten feet. It was a town like any other. Busy, peaceful, friendly, beloved, enlightened, and protected. Isolated, safe and secure. The outside world did not concern them. Their gates became impenetrable walls, not out of fear, but
Look
complacency.
at those bricks and those vines.
Those deets.
Holy moly.
Until one night, got the smoke rolling in. His baby on fire. Something did get in, and they were trapped. Most died in their sleep. Many were less fortunate. There's an old lady dying in her sleep. Yeah, here's some skeleton.
Whoa.
Skeleton on fire. I'm not sure if I'm implying it's flame or gas. Here's that family from before.
Whoa.
They try to escape. Oh, those big walls. Had to get down the big walls. But they get out. Precious few were lucky enough to escape. Fewer still found shelter. Please, someone help us. Even fewer welcome. Good thing you found us then. Close call. Imagine what could have happened. This is the present day people. But I saw you arrive alone. What happened to your family?
Uh-oh.
They were not my family. And alas, they did not survive. But I hope tonight they have found some warmth and welcome inside your hearts. Or more accurately, your stomachs.
Okay, so near the ladle, the lady's face.
So upset by this development. That's right, that's her before. I think at the beginning she's the most suspicious. I've made her go, no. Just from the get-go, she's not on board. Behold! Skull soup.
Whoa.
Ha ha ha. There we go. Mum, dad, and baby, probably. I made that into a desktop background.
It's lovely.
You're beggars, denied shelter for having nothing. They died at your door. I only warmed their bones, as now I warm yours. Every town that spurns you shall suffer as you have. Yeah.
That's so cool.
The end. So that was me trying to do a refugee allegory for Mini Comic of the Month 2017.
Oh, that's right. So people had to at least
Yeah.
have it,
So
if not read it. But
I think there's 200 people who get or got to Mini Comic of the Month. So I had 50 of them to distribute.
2017. That was 6 years ago. Coming up on 6 years.
And I got to do the Christmas batch so that all my comics went out as greeting cards for small price of postage, which was great. One of them went to one of the Adventure Time people.
Adam Muto was.
Adam Muto was on that list.
Yeah, he was receiving Mini Comics of the Month.
Yeah.
There are a few big names on there.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, so that one does not sell. And also, I don't have that on my big cartel. So it's not helpful.
Hey, is that I was just trying to figure out if you could fit that in the vending machine, but I don't think it's quite the right
The
size.
vending machine?
The sticky vending machine.
I think so. I gave Sammy a whole bunch of them once. Don't know where they are.
And I think that only takes $2 things as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they like this size. Little guys.
No,
They
bigger.
like yeah, that one's standard. It's a standard A size. So A5,
Yeah, okay.
A6, A7. One lady at a zine fair said that she hated this yellow because it was her school uniform yellow.
Mhm.
And I was like, grow up. But also my school uniform yellow was even more disgusting. So, can't sympathise. That's a lovely yellow.
Frozen.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This was a nice one that has no text, and it was just 2021 trying to do illustrations of two characters, and then I kind of intended to write stories about them, and then I didn't. This was like a Greek mythology kind of one. Have a lover with a human face and an eagle body. There's the spider and the fly. Was just vampires. And she's got a nice nice fangs thing. She's having a great time. They're both having a great time. There's a giant who lives in a forest, and then there's a little guy on his hand. I don't know how to make it focus. Yeah, he's sitting on his knuckles. And you got the forest for scale. That was after I did big and little. Here's a lady and her familiar, a huge cat, who brings her ingredients, like this ball of little animal parts, and the spells are horrible jam and accursed tiramisu. That's what witches make. That was fun. This is a sailor and an axolotl mermaid. I like her several limbs. Taking off his hat and him being horrified. And then that one's how Medusa and a gargoyle could be lovers. Because you can be made of stone. a nice time.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's nice just drawing cute pictures of things together.
Yeah. Bless you.
Thank you.
I want to say hello to Fortnite Babe.
Oh.
Probably a bot.
Hello, Fortnite.
Hello, Fortnite Babe. Allergic to zines.
Many zines. Can't read 3 zines. You'll die.
Bless you.
Ugh.
So, what have I done here? I've lost your website.
Cool.
It's right there.
Uh-huh.
BigCartel.com. Big
Oh, we haven't done the sewing goblin.
Yeah.
Have
So,
I got sewing goblin?
so sewing. What would I do if
If you're a goblin.
if I wanted like I don't want dresses. I want I want the top to be different to the bottom. You know what I mean?
You are in luck, because I wrote down the general patterns for how I do each top and the bottom. And what you can do with this one is switch out the
Whoa.
tops, and then it has a corresponding pattern tip on the other side. And you can have little overall tops. You can have normal little t-shirt thing, like overall top. I'll have to do that when got my brother's overalls. He said he wanted it to be one panel up to the shoulder blades and then straps, so it probably won't do this wraparound thing. You can customize the bottoms. Do one of those huge gathered skirts. I think someone was saying you can do, it's like, if you double each time, it's good. Triple is normal, and then more than that is luxurious. That's just a circle skirt. That's a quarter circle skirt. Just a little rectangle. I think that was basically just about how to do inset pockets. I don't think I like how those pockets work, actually. Don't do it like that. Godettes. Never done them, but I have a skirt that is constructed like that, and I do like the skirt. I just don't know how to make them. Stressful. Stressful, all those triangles.
If you don't want to do sewing, just buy this for the pictures. Look at that. Look at those.
Your child.
Whoa. Yeah. Give it. This is
Make a
great
child
for-
believe that it's actually really easy, and
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. I made like an apron dress like that. It was pretty cute. Another place to put all your tissues. Put a little puff sleeve. I did that for niece's dresses. They both wanted huge puff sleeves. Yep, made a dress like that. This was another one where I didn't want to have waste fabric, so I just made everything out of rectangles. And it does not fit to your body, but you can do anything. Here's that. You just have a baggy shirt, big sleeves. Have a goblin hood.
That's so good.
Yeah. No little shorts. I like having all the different page colours as well. Here's that big skirt, like how I did for Jess. That one. So I made it that one panel has the insides of the pockets and one has the outsides. That's funny. Have a huge skirt. Oh, that's the end. The end. I like patterns in quotation marks.
Outfits.
You can make outfits. These will go in your body. Probably.
There's a sewing. They're bunched in together like that.
Yeah. It was like, because I made the big sewing in this economy, and that took me forever, and then the morning of going to go printing, I really wanted to make the little sewing simulator, and that took me a couple hours, and it's really good and fun. That was a headshot that Jess Kitty Parker took of me in front of our shed.
In front of the shed door, yeah. You want to just quickly go through some other ones?
Yeah.
So
we saw Little Goblin Sewing Simulator, we saw Sewing in This Economy.
let's move this around.
Creed and Credulity is here. Why don't I just grab all the ones on the list? Creed and Credulity.
What's that about?
That one is about religion and being scared of the dark and being scared of the monster in the backyard who is behind all of the clotheslines.
It's got great
And
pictures.
yeah, and being scared of. Oh, that's just me about dying because I was chronically ill and undiagnosed. There's the vomit bucket. Same bucket. Fond
You
memories.
could put so much Lego in that.
Yeah, you could put so much Lego in that. This was I was scared of tiny men in a sheet. Don't know what that's about. This is about vampires. Who my main fear about vampires was that their long fingers could go under the door or through locks. You know, normal main concern of vampires. It's about not wanting to do a Ouija board because that would definitely summon a demon to be very close. And same vibe, not taking the Lord's name in vain because, again, right in your personal space. Anyway, same fear. This one was when I first entertained the notion that we weren't in a parallel dimension to a sky thick with angels. Not a, what is that, explicit dogma of Catholicism, but something that I was into. Look at them, they're huge. This is not a how many angels can you fit on the head of a needle. This is trying to fathom how big the sky is, and then just going, imagine if that was huge, huge dudes. This is what I learnt meditation as, where you just think about interdimensional suffering for hours. See how that goes. These are my friends at school. Douglas was an atheist and also liked chats, and Megan was a Baptist and liked chats. And they were always talking about Catholic guilt, and I was like, I don't know what that means. Because I was in the purgatorial exchange rate kind of Catholic guilt, where it wasn't really feeling bad about things, it was like trading your suffering for purgatory points. Blah, 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 blah. So you can trade your suffering, again, pre-diagnosis, so headaches and vomiting all the time, passive income. So, all purgatory points, all heavenly superannuation. Here it is, putting the super back in superannuation. So this is all the souls that you can save by being a sick child. And then they'll carry you to heaven, probably. I've never seen the word accidents referred to in this context since catechism class, but they describe the accidents of a dog are the physical attributes, and then as opposed to what it really is, I don't know. This is about how the sacrament of the Mass opens up a portal to the crucifixion because there was something where Protestants didn't like that Catholics re-crucify Jesus, but then Catholics are like, we don't re-crucify Jesus. We open a time portal to the one event, and then we get some flesh and blood. It's different. It's different and fine. And then saying about the time that I think about the Eucharist now is when I'm wiping period blood off the toilet seat. Same thing. I have a special little cloth for that. Yeah, this is about leaving a confessional for the last time, going, probably not sustainable. This is a tattoo idea maybe I'll get one day. This is about leaving flowers for statues. I'd go around the neighbourhood and pick flowers and then, it'd be nice. And this is how I pivot to making fan art of Lee Pace. So again, same vibe. This is how I post it, but then I don't tag it thoroughly enough because I don't really want Lee Pace's attention Directly? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing it for. Do it because it's fun. Maybe. Anyway, so this is me being silly. This is Lee Pace. Look at him, he's so large. He lives in the woods and he's so big. This is him in Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. This is him having his long ringlety hair, living out in the sunlight with his husband. This is me thinking maybe the thing about reading about Lee Pace is fantasizing about what it would be like to be so large, so well, so golden lit, and having a great time in the outdoors, and everything's fine because it's a very what is it, curated social media content that he's got going on. It's not a lot. I think it's a lot now, but it used to be very little about his personal life would come out. And now someone's in charge of it, and it's all about him in an apple grove or in his house having nice things, a nice relaxing time. There he is, his apple tree. Imagine being so softly warmed. But then also his acting role at the moment is Foundation, where he's extremely angry and loves to fight. So who knows? Who knows what the Lee Pace fantasy really is? Yeah. Like it's not, I don't know. Who knows? I don't think I'll... Because I think if I try to interrogate why I'm into it, then I'll be less motivated to draw lots of Lee Pace, which is good when I'm not motivated to draw other things. Oh, here's some text. That was the time we saw Tom Hiddleston in Carnicunia, and that was how tall he was compared to a trestle table. Amazing. He hung out for ages and sang happy birthday to someone. I think that was like when Thor 2 came out. This is Ive. This is a real man in my life. A real man. Free desk. It's haunted. So again, this comes back to what this scene is about, creating credulity, where I believe in ghosts enough to believe that. Here's Ive. Imagine if I drew Ive with as much fervour as all of the Lee Pace drawings. I could. Married a man with no ghost rattling around inside. Oops, all earthly plane reality and recreational fun relationship with fiction boy. What's that like? This is when Ive showed my parents a card trick because he knew that they liked maths. And now they think that Ive likes magic tricks, but Ive loathes magicians. So that's fun. What a fun misunderstanding that is. What's on these? Forget the papers. Oh yeah, this is me being a guide leader and watching these girls pledge allegiance to themselves, really. They grabbed Queen and God out of the promise, so these girls do a thing about developing their beliefs and furthering their altruism, which is very nice. Very nice to be involved in something that was once quite army adjacent and is now a bit fine. Oh yeah, this is me doing my sewing. Doing my drawing. What's that one? Yeah, it's me trying to, because I've still got Catholic template on a lot of things, so who knows? Oh yeah, here we go. So here's me trying to come to terms with being scared of the dark by overlaying that with, maybe I can just imagine they're all Lee Pace. Maybe that would be less scary if the monster in the bathroom at the end of the hallway was Lee Pace shaped instead. This was also in Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. He lurches around after he's been hit in the head, so it's a bit like that. But yeah, imagine if Ghosts in the Dark were Lee Pace shaped. Maybe that would be fun. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's all of that. Yeah. Maybe you can use your imaginative fuel to not be so scared of the dark. Maybe think about Lee Pace a little bit more.
Is this anything like you mentioned this yesterday in real life? When we had construction next door and it was very annoying and clinging and clanging, and I said, just pretend that it's two Jaegers just making love.
Yeah,
Just makes
pretend it's
things
something
better.
nice.
Yeah.
I found a comic I'd started when we were living there about a big monster climbing in the window, which was one of the things I would think about to freak myself out at night. But then the comic ended with the monster being nice and just wanting to hang out. Yeah, it's always a monster who's like as tall as the ceiling and has like big lampy eyes. And it was like in our other house there were fluorescent globes in one room, and if you turned off the fluorescent globes they glowed a little bit for a while. So if you looked back in the room after you turned the light off, there were two orbs very close to the ceiling, and I was like, absolutely not. That's the particular flavour of what I'm scared of. What else we got on the list? The Xenarcana, that's not a reedy one.
Yeah, just get a quick.
Xenarcana, you cut it apart yourself, and then you have a tarot deck, but it's zine themed. So we got a suit of staplers, which I think is wands, zines, which might be cups because they were containers for things, and there's ones done by eye.
Yeah, I drew a few things here. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of them we just printed out pictures so you could collage them. That'll be a bit quicker. It was mostly done in a one-day workshop. So scissors for swords. There you go, 7 of swords. I like the 9 of swords. Some of them reference what the tarot look like. I like these ones.
Nice.
Yeah, I like the scissors suit. Yeah. This one is the badges, which is coins. Yeah, those are just circles to fill in. And here are some of the face cards. Tower is a photocopier on fire. Priestess.
Oh.
Strength is opening a stapler.
That's great.
The chariot was when we went on a trip to Mildura in the van. Death is just a skeleton with a bag about veins. The world, I think Zoe drew that. There's Elvis being the baby emperor. Wheel of Fortune is how, the inner workings of a photocopier. Who knows what they're like? I like doing the Hermit. I think the Hermit's perfect. Got the Hierophant, got the Moon, got the Devil. Yeah, this one's Lizzie. Spent a lot of time making that perfect. These are mostly
Yeah.
Jess Kitty Parker. Jess Kitty Parker did a bunch of these. I like this one. The scissors. We had a little magpie lark came into the sticky second location while we were doing the
Nice.
workshop. Yeah. That's the badges. King of Staplers. I just looked up a picture of a hippopotamus stapler. I like, yeah, so we had all the artists here. Lynn, Ben, Alex, Jenny, Zoe, Gemma, Liz, Ive, Jess, and Alex. Yeah, and DJ Luke for playing music for us. Yeah, so you can just get one of those and cut it apart, and got that in the other room all cut up together, but it's, I think it was like that thick a deck. Pretty good. What else is there? 125 monsters. That's like the Goblin Sewing Simulator, where it's just I wanted to demonstrate that you could just draw 5 monsters, and then as you change things, every combination. Look at this. This is just a top of a truck. Yeah, each of those creates a monster.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, because 5 times 5 times 5 is 125, means you've got 125 monsters in that book. And I think I wanted to do something on this side of the page that had like Jeremy, the gregarious flange, and then it would generate what the monster's name was. But I don't know. Having it say Jeremy at the top just that means there's only 5 names of monsters. Awful. What have we
Oh,
got?
lovely.
How to draw scary things. Maybe there wasn't many of that. There it is. This was when I was teaching drawing, and every lesson, when someone tried very hard, I gave them the choice of what I would make worksheets for the next week. And so I had things like My Hero Academia and how to draw. What's his name?
I want to say Sands
Yeah, that's Sans.
and the tail.
Was how to draw a knight or Iron Man. This was I had repeat requests for dragons, so I'd be like, what kind of dragons? And I had robots, and oh yeah, I combined this with the dinosaurs that I drew for Pridosaurs. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've still got a couple of copies of the dinosaurs thing. This is how to draw cats. This is a kid I tutored who wanted to draw Steven Universe all the time. This is Bungu Stray Dogs. This is Heroes and Muscles. I like this thing about just doing chain link for muscles.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doctors. Oh yeah, and then it kind of also works for braids. Furries, there we go. Animal. Biped animal. Anthro. Character. Yeah, I think doing it as a sliding scale was good, and then when I did it in the class, I took requests, and they were like, can you draw a hot maid wolf? And then I can't remember if it became like correlating to when they behaved or misbehaved, but I would just add things to the drawing to make it more wet looking or frillier or like look more drowsy or winky, and they all just yelled. I think I just did it to make them yell more. Yeah, skeletons, dragons. I like when I put things like, like a horse. Notoriously easy to draw. But yeah, just make them look like any other thing, and then just make them look more a bit like that thing with dinosaurs where they say if they're feathery or fluffy, they probably don't look as reptilian as our depictions of dinosaurs. Like the dinosaurs from skeletons are just shrink wrapped. Yeah, I've seen ones where it's like you take skeletons and then shrink wrap it, and then you've got your dinosaur or dragon shape. There's Yu-Gi-Oh dragons, so they have muscles, just human muscles. Dogs.
Nice.
And that was Halozine 2019.
Cool.
And also the title, Ooh, How to Draw Scary Things, is a reference to there was a racehorse called Potatoes. And it was because his name was spelt with 8 O's.
Potatoes.
What else we got?
Got
Snow White and Rose Red. That's a good one. Where did I put that? Maybe I took out a bunch of these to stock at Sticky. Oh yeah. Hang on, I do have a Cat's brother we can hear is at the bottom. It's Rose Red down here. I did a later edition where I actually put the title on the front page. It's not these ones. Oh, there we go.
I kind of like it with that.
Yeah, it was just that when I went to stock it at Sticky and they need a title for when they do their records, so I had to handwrite the title on all of them. So this one's Snow White and Rose Red, a Valentine. I made one and it had like a red cover with a heart cut out, so the heart cut out just showed them. So cute. Maybe I'll make those dresses one day. So I got the text over here. It's really small. I'll just read it and show the pictures. The unsteady feet of two steering at once, each to collide with the other's treasures. One delighted at their luck, the other delighted at delight. Kindling one another's expectations of lovers. An endless cosmos for two. Hands outstretched towards a fearsome friend. Hands entwined, they brave a terrible storm.
Look at that hair.
Yeah, she's having a bad time. Watched over in fallow, time bought with time. Sharing humour and heart, trusting the ebb will return in flow, untrammelled harmony. Something for you until we are together again.
Mm-hmm.
Little zines you can give as Valentine's. That's what I was thinking of, because Festival of the Photocopier is usually around Valentine's Day. So I thought that would be fun. I think we saw Basil Veshivani in passing. That is a lot of text. I read some of it at our Mildura trip to that scene fair.
Yeah, let's just have a flick.
Flick through. So that's again sewing. How to make a shirt out of rectangle and don't waste any fabric because everything's good. Yeah, it was just me getting into this one Habsburg before World War II, I think. This is the thing, like I did all this research and then once I put it in the zine I can forget about it. He runs away from home and hangs out in Ukraine. He joins the military. It was also like, because the countries keep changing at the time. Because of war? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so trying to keep track of where each country is, year by year. I'm reading this story. Awful. And then, yeah, now that I've made this scene and people who have studied these time periods talk to me about it, it's fun. This is about cuckoo birds, about how Vasil Veshivani turns up and they're like, yeah, maybe we should make a Habsburg be king. And they're like in the middle of war going, maybe we shouldn't put a new king in? I don't know. There was a shop that commemorated or sold like textiles from loads of European villages, and you could buy all these traditional outfits. It was tracked. This is before the Nazis homogenized what folk dress was into like contemporary dirndl, looks like little cinched waists, and before that was just like heavy embroidery and wool and stuff. So this stuff, we have records of it because as catalogues they would send out little dolls that had fabric samples on them, and they had a shop in America, so there's like a museum in America that has the record of all the traditional wear from pre-World War II Europe. Because the Nazis were pretty, what is it, productive in the erasure of that, in favour of little cinched waists. So yeah, deviates into sewing history. Here's Vasil Veshivani, briefly joining the wrong militia for a while, because he's also silly. There he is. Oh yeah, and a gay. That was the thing, probably. Oh, and then he took his money and probably opened a printing press, but I can't find details on that. Here's another thing about traditional wear pre-Nazis and then post-Nazis. Might be a bit more complicated than that. Here's also the thing of like when people flee Europe and then they start cross-pollinating with like Indigenous Americans. And then there's this thing of like these floral prints are traded for denim because denim's really hard to get in Ukraine for a while. So these prints end up in America and America trades denim there. Yeah. There's a thing about like you see a lot of four-sided patterns because that's something. I think I was at the end of research and I found this good hat. And I was like, I'm dumb, but here's a good hat. This is Vasil Veshivani when he died of neglect in prison. Yeah, wasn't executed, just left. And this is his friend who wrote his memoir, who was arrested at the same time from the same info, but got out. And this is another gay who was a spy, but he was spying for everyone, and his whole thing was taking sort of fully erotic, but compromising photos of dignitaries in different militaries. And then once each military figured out that he was not loyal to any one particular country, they raided his house and got all the photos. And I think they got rid of all of them because I never saw any. But on the day, their police locksmith was unavailable. So they got a civilian locksmith, and the civilian locksmith had to miss soccer practice. And then his soccer coach was like, "Where were you?" And he just told his soccer coach everything he'd seen. He was like, "Oh, I saw erotic photos of every military leader in negligees and feather boas having orgies. That's why I was unable to be goalie." And I think it's also connected to maybe that soccer coach was a journalist and then came to Australia. Anyway, so it's like you get to the end of research and then you just keep finding more. And then it was connected to the local member for Batman, which was local to us. And we're like, that seems unlikely. And then, because it's one of my research scenes, it's got all my little avenues that you can top up or fact check me. Yeah, that's that one. That's Silveshi Bunny. What else we got? Big and Little, that's Lee Pace, and Legend of the White Stag. Big and Littles. It's Lee Pace. So this is, when's this? 2019. And again, just like every now and again, I want to make a comic that looks like a comic and has proper panels and things. And did all my inks. And oh, look at this. Look at this running and cutting. Also, now that I play D&D, and I play a character called Two Knives, but I've just been role playing a little character of Two Daggers forever. So maybe I'll give this to our DM. My DM's probably seen this. There you go, Two Knives all sunk into giant Lee Pace. Look at him. That's exactly how large he is. Oh, you had a sunflower farm for a while. That was the thing. And he was taller than the sunflowers. Right in there. Throw whatever you want. He was carrying around a tree, and then because he crushed all the sunflowers, he has to cook them. And then all the little petals fly off into the air. And they reminisce about when they were both children, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, this her sitting on the...
Lovely.
With the log. Look at that lighting. Someone said that when they do flame clouds, they think of Kentucky Fried Chicken. And yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just lumpy. Or like when they Photoshop, look at that hand. Roasty toasty sunflowers. Also, this is another, I hate writing dialogue, so all of this text looks like an afterthought. Because it is. I made this as a silent comic first. And then I was like, maybe it does need dialogue. After they eat sunflower seeds, he takes his tree home and shucks off all the branches and puts it on his log cabin. Another commentary on what Lee Pace does on his farm. And then they get in the shed, and it's just big enough for him to sit there. And then she sleeps in his little hammock shirt and puts her little knives next to her. And yeah, I think I got a couple of people asking if I was going to do a part 2. And they're like, "Oh, but it's such a lovely romance." I don't know if it's a romance. It's cute for those characters. Maybe I'll make those outfits, because that looks like something I'd wear daily. I was just looking at like little shorts, hoodie suits. Yeah. The end. He's real big, she's real little. Big and little. And we're up to the last one, and it's the first.
Yeah.
The one that I did at Proto Hallows.
That might be. It's not too rude.
Oh, too rude. But it's drawings. First done in 2013.
Wow.
So that's about how rude it gets. Look at that.
10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah, that's so 10 years ago. I've ran a Halloween comic launch, and I launched this, and Ivan, Andrew Fulton, and anyone else did Drax? Or just you two?
Aaron
Aaron
McKenna
McKenna?
as a Makaza.
As a Makaza. And we had Frank Candeloro, and we had
We
Josh Soto
had
Spirito. We had Mayor
Josh.
and
I don't think Josh was David Blumenstein.
yep.
I don't. Yeah, it was a long time
Mayor
ago.
Lord of Mutants. Josh Soto Spirito did. Was that when the book just first came out? Anyway, something. We had a nice time. Was that close to the ledges? Were people travelling to
No,
Melbourne?
no, there was another event.
What else was? What was on?
No, Ledges was on the same time as the Josh Sarah Despirito thing. It wasn't anything to do with Halloween. There was like the.
I thought Josh did Sleuth for a Halloween launch. He's on the list.
Okay.
Anyway, I've got that up somewhere. Oh, here's a nice picture. It's about a Rusalka who lives in a river.
Mm.
I think whenever I do my comics, I want to draw like Becky Cloonan, and yeah, is a deer who runs away, and oh yeah, I can censor that. There you go. So the deer has lured someone to the river, and she said, "Only one." So she gets out, and she gets out all dripping wet. And it's lovely. And she waits in a tree, all gussied up, and it's like a little cowboy man. And she says, "Nice buns." He says, "Sorry, I meant nice gun." And then she flirts with him, and he says, "Afraid I'm here on business, and I ain't got much time for swimming." Yeah, welcome. Oh, look at all this text, so erratically placed. I like this though.
Nice. It's very nice paper too.
Is it? What do you mean, nice paper?
Just remember it being really nice. Maybe only just the cover.
Oh, the top's glossy.
Yeah.
I got this printed at Compass Printing. Yeah, he's not getting her little double entendres. "I'd love you to join me for a swim." "Oh, haven't you heard? That river's fair teeming with goblins," a Lord of the Rings quote. Not to mention the lake fairies. Nasty little biters. A fella can't believe everything he hears. Oh wait, no, my favourite story has to be the old lovelorn mermaid. Legend has it she'll suck a man's soul right out his...
Seriously?
That was one time, and it was special to both of us. Your story sucks. All your stories suck. I like a skeleton
Yeah.
form. I'd have thought talking skeleton would warrant a mention. Can't suck. I don't even have lips. Did nobody find the trails of dismembered limbs, the bloodied skulls hanging off of trees like apples? She'll think a little old dear did all that. "Are you going to eat me?" "Normally, yes. But I have a better use for you." "I don't understand." "You're getting front row seats to the best show in town. The finale is a killer, but I'll save it for another time. And pay attention, this is the only story worth telling for a very long time. The problem with leaving no survivors is nobody's told the story right for ages. You'll be my star witness." Like there's little just skulls floating in the water. And then yeah, as she hits the water, she's got a little skeleton form. I mean, she's been skeleton form before this. And they sink down. Not that anyone will believe you. That's not the point. Blah, 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 blah. She said I was lucky to be alive. I didn't feel lucky. She knew I'd try to warn the town. She knew as soon as I said anything, I'd be a laughingstock. Wall of text again. "You're not the only drunk bloke moaning about women in here. I don't hate my ex-wife enough to accuse her of mass murder." Every good pub needs a rambling idiot, but we lose good business thanks to you. Oh, goodness, this goes on forever. You're a sad old man. I know. Why don't we all go down later? Bring a friend. It'll be nice. You're not scared, are you? We'll just be going for a little swim. And then they all go down to the river to get eaten by the Rusalka. And these are all my little sketches. Yeah, maybe, because that would have been white pen on card. That's a good way to imitate woodcuts. Yeah, since they're looking a bit more wholesome and round. I think the idea, maybe, yeah, because bobbing for apples and drowning idea. Just having her like waist deep in the water and having all the skulls floating around and getting people to bob for apples and then just pushing them down. I think that was a bit ruder. Where she's just pushing his head down and giggling until he drowns. This was there was a Blue Fairy book about, it's like they meet a mermaid who's just made of, you know, when you see like a group of fish moving in formation, and then just like the idea of a huge wave with a mermaid in silhouette. Just, has it got a guy there? There's a guy there, barely visible. So she's meant to be huge and shark-like. And there's one that's like the deep sea bioluminescent jellyfish. Have all the guts visible. And that's the end of that. Yeah, so I've still got lots of those because who knows?
Nice.
Nice time. So that's all the ones that I've got on my shop then.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
also
did it.
the Big Cats of Brunswick. We won't go through all of that.
See how thick that is.
That's a whole other bloody stream.
Look at a couple of the new ones.
Yeah.
There's a morning with Gatsby. This is the new illustrations. I've been going. I need good the end pictures. Yeah, so all of the fourth part is pretty much Gatsby. It's me being scared of the dart, and Gatsby not helping.
Gatsby clawed my hand today and gave it a bite.
Favorite thing is, look at all the things you can do with him. Put him on your face. You can rub him around on the floor. I think he looks like a bag of bones a lot of the time. The thing with cats, you know, their bones aren't all connected, like their collarbone is floating. These little claws stuck. Here's when Spicy Boy would walk around him and be too oblivious to register that Gatsby's trying to bully him. Yeah, there's good ones of Gatsby doing a big bite. That's Gatsby running in to get Ben to spit on his head. It's his favourite. There he is with toothpaste on his forehead. This is my favourite. This is when Ben walks in. He says, anyone feel like getting bent on bento? But he puts his hand on the doorframe and then Gatsby always jumps and bites it. And Ben's always surprised. So that's my favourite. This is I. This is when I was like, oh look, it's a cat. And then I'm regretful because it's not a cat. It's a pile of flower pots with a piece of garden hose. That happens often. This is another look at, it's a cat, but it's a pile of bin bags. But then there was a cat. But yeah, and yeah, if you want, I'll draw a cat on the back because there's space to do it. And this is what I mean. Ben got it all printed, so he put like a ISBN on there.
Yeah,
So it's like
pretty friggin' barcode on there.
real book. Look at that. Even got a sign.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
Whoa.
That's the display copy, so I can manhandle it. Yeah,
Cool.
that's all the zines.
And this is where you get them from.
Yeah, this is fun.
alexcclark.bigcartel.com. I still have $10. Still got stuff in my cart.
Good. Better clear it.
And you can also
Imagine if it sent you a reminder saying, be sure to do your...
I've had sites do that before.
Yeah.
I don't know if Big Cartel would do it.
I think I would have to turn it on.
Yeah, it's okay.
I gotta pack up my boxes.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on the what's this show called?
Live shopping show.
Live shopping show. Thanks for having me on the live shopping show.
That's okay. Thanks for everyone for watching. Maybe. Oh, I like to do this again. That was fun.
Yeah.
It's always just fun to go through your stuff, isn't it? Just,
I think it's a pretty easy format for. You just got me to draw a picture of myself.
and yeah, if you're watching and you got stuff to sell, let me know. You can do it. You can have your camera on, or you can draw a picture of yourself.
Yeah.
Do it any way you want. I make
All I used was a telephone with Discord on it.
yeah.
Not even a new phone.
But yeah, I made sure I didn't put zine in the title of the show or anything. So you got anything to sell?
Oh, imagine if we had the Jess McLeod ceramics shop on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. She always sells out really fast though. They're
Yeah.
pretty hot demand.
That would be one way you need to like.
That would be like the launch one. I'm not sure if that would be necessary though, because yes, those sell fast.
Yeah.
Who else sells things that we know?
And anyone that does commissions even and
That's true. Could
stuff
have
like
Helen on.
that. Just give me a call. Yeah. This was an easy try because you're right in the house.
Yeah,
Um,
I like how you've put all my stock on the table.
yeah.
Do you reckon? Because I was thinking, because you know when shopping channels they have like a little spinny table
Yeah.
demonstrating things.
I don't know how to do that.
Or if you were a person calling in and then you actually set up your camera on a tripod and you could show your hands being all glamorous.
I'd love to have people call in.
Mhm.
If I figure out it's definitely a way to do it. Just need to figure out the Discord thing.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to put like so. Oh, what have I done?
Imagine if every time somebody comes on the show, you do a little clips condensation of best of, and then during this you play an ad, and it's just someone from previous time, but like a 2-minute
Yeah.
best of bit.
What I was thinking of, would you like one of these to be put onto permanent display in the background?
Oh, I like
then-
Snow White, Rose Red.
And then I can have like a collection.
Yeah.
There is.
I'll donate a Snow White, Rose Red to this real life shop. Yeah, put it up there.
I think I'd like to change this background at some point.
That's
though.
all right. Put it up on the wall. That's definitely going to stay there forever. It's a funny, yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna stay there forever.
And then, yeah, that's a good idea.
If you'd like to be on the show and add your something to the wall, yeah, even if it's some old crap you want to put on, yeah, or something you made yourself. Artists, yeah, that's probably the best thing. But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go,
Yeah.
I should probably put my own website up.
Oh, yeah. You can find
So
Ive Sorochuk at ive.itch.io. This is where you can download his zines and play his tabletop RPGs and the games. What's that? What's that yellow man?
So let's put. What have I done here?
Crimes. You trying to bring that?
Come on. We're gonna have to turn off these zines, I guess.
That's all right. Do it.
For now.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
What's the yellow man?
Yellow Man sidekick story $5. So these are all digital, so you don't have to wait for postage or anything silly like that. Psychic Story is a solo game. Look at this, you can get, there are 15 free copies. So just check it out if you want. Solo game where you're a sidekick, you gotta find your superhero. Mech 20, that's $2. I like it. Yeah, Zine Fair game, $2. Beast at Bay, these are all solo games. If you like drawings, though, there's this drawings one. Milk, that's a comic all about milk. It's milk.
I think you can get that from the sticky vending machine, or you used to be able to.
Yeah, a lot of these you can find at Sticky. This is the Frightening House of Frights, a Halloween from 2019. And also check my YouTube for a lot of people reading those.
Oh yeah, for your birthday.
That's free to watch. Non-stop I've. Here we go. These are my socials.
On Sir Ive on Twitter.
Sir Ive on Twitter. Non-stop I've on YouTube. Instagram, Sir Ive. The Instagram one flashes off and I'm really fast.
Oh. Yeah. There is an Instagram for Nonstop Live, but you haven't been able to use it for.
There's an Instagram with my full name, and
Oh,
I
okay.
can't log back in. The whole idea was, that's where I put my drawings, and then put all my personal stuff on the other one, and then I can't log into it, so people still tag it.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh well.
that's the show.
Good night, everybody.
I don't have an outro. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Go buy those comics. Let me know if you want to be on the show.
Let us know if you have like a really cool pun for a name for the show.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If I
I
jump...
love that my face doesn't change.
Oh, no. Oh. So, I think I was pressing the wrong button. Okay. I just realized if you have a Twitch, it'll be very easy for you to join the show. They have a guest star thing. You won't be a little avatar, you'll be yourself, but maybe that's all right. Okay.
You'll be yourself.
Like you'll have a webcam.
Oh,
It's
okay.
easy for me to just shove there.
That'll be fun with the cartoons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.